Okay, welcome back. This is our teaching on the spirit of man. We're talking about the Hebrew word ruka. Strong's number is 7307. We were just talking about Psalm 31:5, where Jesus, the prophecy of Jesus, into your hand I commit my spirit. And then we know from 1 Peter what happened to his spirit, that he preached in hell for 3 days and 3 nights. Psalm 33:6 tells us, by the word of Yahweh the heavens were made, and by the spirit of his mouth all their hosts. Concordant literal version. By the spirit of his mouth. What does that mean? What does that mean? The spirit of his mouth. Well, God is spirit. His mouth means it is a command given. And so the command given was coming from his spirit. It was coming from his mind. What do we know that as in John 1:1? The Logos. The plan was spoken out. The Spirit of God, the spirit of his mouth. In other words, it came out according to his spirit. It came out according to his mind. Why is that important? That seems obvious, doesn't it? Seems obvious to us, but is it obvious to most people in the world? No. Why? Because people in the world still are trying to find evolution. They're still trying to say that this whole creation created from the Big Bang. Even though, did you know this, the new telescope that's up just disproved the Big Bang Theory. They just blew the Big Bang Theory out the door. So it's gone now too. According to the Big Bang, the further out they should see the oldest galaxies and spinning out there, and they should see an end to them and a giant radiation belt. That is the edge of the Big Bang. Instead, guess what they see? Brand new galaxies, just formed galaxies going on for infinity, which is impossible. And according to the Big Bang, shows there was no Big Bang, which many people have already disproven in various different ways, but now there it is. You see, everything came about by the Spirit of God and the word of his mouth, in other words, the Logos or the plan of God. I have no doubt there were not any galaxies out there until we looked. And that's when they suddenly appeared. Because it's still happening. He's still creating. And if we look for it, it'll be there. Was it there all along? No. Was it given the appearance of age right from the start? Yeah. But some of them are looking like they're just now being formed. How can that be if the Big Bang happened 6 billion years ago and it started somewhere close to us, which is what the Big Bang Theory states? It can't happen. We should see those galaxies out there already spread out, and they're spiraling, slowed way down till they just flew apart. That's what they expected to see, all the way until they see the big radiation belt. It's not what's there. Now, here's something that is very interesting to me, and I'm going to spend a couple of minutes talking about, and I just love this picture. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 21. Let me go there in my computer. Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 21. This is fascinating. This is talking about the wheels within the wheels. The wheels within the wheels, the vision of the wheels within the wheels and the 4 living creatures. Now it makes this interesting statement. It says, well, let me read the verse, and I'm going to read from the NASB. Whenever those went, these went. And whenever those stood still, these stood still. Now what it's talking about is the 4 living creatures and the wheels that are right beside them. So whenever the creatures moved around, the wheels went with them. Whenever the creatures quit moving, the wheels also quit moving. Okay? Then it goes on, it says, and whenever those rose from the earth, the wheels rose close beside them. Last clause, for the spirit of the living beings was in the wheels. These living beings are humans. People say, oh, they're cherubs. Look, they have that human face. They're humans. The spirit, the word spirit there is, you guessed it, ruka. The mind, the spiritual body. What is your spiritual body encased in today? Well, your body, your flesh. That's why I say to people, look, don't you realize that looking at outside of your body, you're looking through portholes? That's why they call your eyes the windows of your soul. It's portholes. Think about it for a moment. You're looking from the inside out. That's your spiritual body is inside. The wheels is your spiritual body. This is a beautiful teaching of the bride ministry. 4 is the number of the bride. The spirit of the wheel of the beings was in the wheels. Yes, my spirit is in this wheel right here. Why is it depicting a body as a wheel? Well, because it's with this wheel that this body moves across the earth, like a wheel on a chariot, on a wagon. I get transported across the earth inside this shell that I'm wearing. Isn't that amazing? This is the wheel. They kind of loosely use terms like, well, are you a big wheel or a little wheel? Well, in this company, I'm a big wheel. Oh, really? Yeah, I own the company. I've never been a big wheel, and I don't want to be. I'm trying to lose weight, but I don't want to be a big wheel. I just want to be God's wheel. The spirit, the ruka of the living creatures is in the wheels. Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 5 talks about your mind. Let me go there. The Spirit of the Lord fell upon me, said to me, say, thus saith the Lord, so you think, house of Israel, for I know your thoughts. I know your mind. I know your mind. How is it that God knows our mind? Why does God know our mind? Well, He's God. He created us, but how does He know our mind? How does He know our mind? Our mind is a spirit. It's a spirit. And whatever we think, all spirits hear it. I want to teach you something right now, little, no extra charge. I want to teach you something. I want you to hear what I'm saying. This is very important. So whatever you are thinking, everybody else picks up. Our old pastor used to tell us, if you're thinking good thoughts, you're sending angels to people and they will be affected. But if you're thinking evil of someone, you're sending them demons and they will be affected. Usually against you. Because angels and demons hear your thoughts. Be careful. Because here's another aspect of this that we don't understand, but it's happening all the time. Whatever you're thinking, you each other pick up also. Have you ever used the term or heard the term vibes in this place? Strange vibes. Well, what do you mean vibes? Well, you know. No. Tell me what it is. What's vibes? What do you mean by vibes? I don't know. I just know. Well, how? There's just strange vibes in this place. You're picking up in the spirit somebody's thoughts negative against you. Or somebody's conflict between each other. or a demon spirit unhappy with you that you came in the room. Bev and I went into a place one time, an antique store in downtown Renton. And we went in and we love old antiques. As you can tell, we love this old church. And everything's fine. We looked at everything on one floor. The owner said, you can go up those stairs. I got a bunch more stuff upstairs. Oh, great. Okay. I think we were looking for something like that. Weren't we? Something. Anyway, so we go up this very steep flight of stairs. We made it part way up those stairs. And all of a sudden, Bev stops. I about bump into her. And we both felt it. And evil came down over that place like you would not believe. Something was upstairs. We felt some strange vibes. It was everything we could do to turn around on those stairs and make it down those stairs without falling down them. I mean, they were one of those old set of stairs that were that steep and about, that wide, and I hate stairs like that. But anyway, it was creepy. But we felt those vibes. Be careful. So how you think, you'll bring it about. If you're thinking evil, you'll bring about evil. If you're thinking good, you'll bring about good. And however we think, God and the angels and demons and each other are hearing you. I guarantee you, they're hearing you. People might not know what to think. They might just go, strange vibes. For some reason, strange vibes, and not want to come back. Or you might each, two people or more, or a whole house, feel conflict, tension, anger. All kinds of things can be transmitted in the spirit of your mind. So be very, very, very careful. Our old pastor taught us that. We've never forgot it. Okay. Another one for you to look up, Hosea chapter 9, verse 7. I need to hurry here to finish this section. Here's one I just love. It's a prophecy of the last days. And it's Joel chapter 2, verse 28. I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. The word spirit there is rucha. I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Listen, when that happens, it's the same thing as coming into a room and feeling vibes. God's spirit is poured out on all flesh. Now all flesh is going to feel his vibes. And feeling his vibes, you're going to have people dreaming dreams who are not open to hearing from God. You're going to have people who are a little bit open to hearing from God having visions. You're going to have the old who are set in their ways suddenly having dreams and becoming cognizant of God in the last days. You're going to have people feeling warnings in their spirit and vibes in their spirit telling them doom, disaster is almost on us because of sin, even if they're not born again. That's what happens when God's ruach pours out on all flesh. The saints who know their Lord will sit there and they'll know what it is, and they will prophesy in the same spirit. They'll have visions in the same spirit. They will be given inspiration to bring the word by the same spirit. His spirit is poured out on all flesh. All right, a couple more so we can close. We have 1 minute left. Zechariah 4:6, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord. It is by the ruach of the Father through Christ that we overcome. His spirit within our spirit that we overcome. Zechariah 12:1, he forms the spirit of man within him. Isn't that amazing? Yahweh the Father who forms the spirit of man within him. Every time there's a conception, then a soul and that spirit God has given us, formed, comes together. And that person now is a person and is there for all the rest of time. All the rest of all the ages to come. Never, ever, ever to be lost. Even if physically they're lost. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 2. An unclean spirit is sent out from the Lord to the land, to judge the land. And same word, a mind. These demon spirits have their own minds. They have their own thoughts. They have their own soul or personality. And they are not to be taken lightly. They're also not to be communicated with. Don't communicate, except for this, to command in Jesus' name that they leave you alone. They get away from you. They get out of you. They get out of your house. They get away from you. I say that generally, by the way, because there are times when trained deliverance leaders must expose an open door to somebody who has been demon oppressed or possessed. And so we'll very carefully and very, very purposely force a demon to disclose some information. But listen, don't do it yourself unless God directs you or you've been trained to do that. Because demons are liars. That's their personality. They're liars. They have followed after Satan's example, and they love to lie, just like they love death and they love darkness. So don't pursue that. Okay, we will talk about the spirit within man next time, and that will be part 9. Lord bless you and keep you till we come together again.